Welcome, guys. I'm gonna go with LFA breakdowns and predictions. First of all, this LFA event has a special meaning for me as Helen Peralta is competing, and you know that she was one of my first interviews. You know, these are things that you never forget. And she really gave me a hand. She helped me. It's like something that pretty much means a lot to me in the first place. Peralta is a great fighter, but let's stop with this. Let's just start right off the bat with the main card. And the main card, we got Braxton Smith versus Enrique Silva. Let me just see whether the odds are released. Centurion FC, who cares about that? No odds for Invicta as expected. Alright, who gives a damn? No odds for LFA. Enrique Silva riding a score of 5-0, Braxton Smith 4-1-0. Braxton Smith is a faster fighter, but Enrique da Silva is not a guy to underestimate, Montaña, 6'3", he's tall, he's powerful, he's got a lot of muscles, but he doesn't have a good gas tank. And interestingly, he's got a knockout victory over Johnny Walker, but the guy hasn't fought for ages. And Smith is on a roll right now, 5'9", also muscular guy, he finishes everybody. I'm gonna go with Braxton Smith to win. Braxton KO TKO. That is going to be my prediction for the first fight. Then we got Helen Peralta, who is going to square off against Aline Pereira. The problem is I don't know much about Aline Pereira. There are no her fights, there is no tail of the tape. She trains at Tekshera MMA, so it speaks about her great BJJ skills, but she is a former Glory competitor, so Peralta hasn't been the greatest submission specialist. Everybody knows that, but Jansa wants to fight, so this is going to be a great stand-up battle. 5'1", 65 inches of reach for Peralta. Peralta lost to Poliana Botelho via decision recently, but this should be a fight to win. She should be more well-rounded fighter than Aline Pereira. So I'm going to say Peralta to win. That is going to be my next pick. But Pereira has a great knockout power. Consider that Helen Peralta competed at BKFC, and she can really, really take a beating. She can take a violent shot. So don't be surprised. The next fight is between Ryan Leininger and Jeremiah Cartwright. I don't have a dilemma here. I'm going to go with Ryan Leininger. I think he's got way more experience. I mean, Cartwright is a tough fighter. He can also eat some serious shots, but he fought at Shamrock FC, 6'0", 74.5 inches of reach, lost to Sarek Shields via retirement. He defeated Ryan Charbois, but because of the strikes to the back of the head. So the problem is he doesn't have clean finishes. He can take a beating, but he doesn't have clean finishes. Plus, Leininger is way, way taller than him, coached by James Cross. He lost via controversial split decision to Bahadebova Batebolati, and now he's looking to get back into the winning column. So I'm going to say Leininger to win. The next pick is going to be the fight between Haris Talunjic and Moyali Gonzalez. Talunjic surprised and shocked many people in few of the previous events, so I'm going to pick him, Haris, to win. I'm really going to pick this guy to win. I think he's got great grappling skills, great stand-up game, and he's got a rock-solid chin, which we've seen in some of his outings. I do think he reminds me a bit of Nikolai Negumereanu in some aspects of the game. All right, Nikolai Negumereanu got floored by Karl Sulberg, but it was a hook to the temple. It was not a punch to the chin. So I don't know. Maybe Talunjic is going to get floored, but I believe this moment hasn't arrived yet. Then we got Askar versus Ricky Ferrari. You know that Askar, AK-47 Askar, was on the verge of UFC debut, but he was unable to cut weight. 5'10", 69.5 inches of reach, Factor X Muay Thai fighter, lost to Diego Silva, defeated Rizkulbek Ibrahimov, Leandro Gomez, lost to Justin Wetzel, defeated Kevin Wirt. Now it's his time to win, but I mean, Ricky Iron Monkey Ferrer is a great grounder and pounder. He is a well-rounded fighter, with 3 back-to-back wins over Jacob Troll, Brady Huang, Jose Avalos. He should be a dangerous opponent to anybody, but I believe Askar has a better ground game, so I'm gonna go with Askar to win. But I believe this is gonna be a close fight because Askar He used to be a good pick for Cody Stamen. I think that would have been a great fight, but he was unable to cut weight as he got that opportunity on a short notice and he got to dehydrate himself too much, which wasn't a part of the game, which wasn't a part of the game plan. And unfortunately, he missed that, let's say, sudden UFC opportunity. But I understand it's hard to cut weight. I mean, everybody knows it's super hard to cut weight. So, especially when you're cutting on a short notice. Now, we got Justin Wetzel versus Rafael Dos Nascimento. This is a killing fight for prediction. Justin Wetzel is a beast, 7-1-0, 5'9", fighting at bantamweight. He's coached by Corey Sandhagen, Elevation Fight Team, superb cardio, defeated Teshaigu Troa, Askar, Michael Akida, and many other high-level opponents. Rafael Dos Nascimento, 7-1-0, 5'10", 70 inches of reach, out of Extreme, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. A jungle fight, he was better than Victor Persiliano. He was better than Marcus Magui via rear naked choke. He's got a great ground game. I think Wetzel versus Nascimento fight goes the distance. That should be a nice piece of play. Side pick Wetzel to win. That is going to be my prediction for a side pick. Wetzel to win. But this is maybe the toughest fight on the card for prediction. Now I got Junior Melo versus Melquizael Costa. These two guys are known for specific skills. Costa, he is like, how do you call him, a shoot boxer. He kind of reminds me of Scott Jorgensen when you take a look at him. He's got a pretty much similar look to Scott Jorgensen, but he's a shoot boxer. He doesn't move much, doesn't change angles much. He is holding the center line, marching forward, advancing. Lost to Tal Gomez in his one and only LFA outing. Well, he is very good with straight punches, straight kicks. These are his ultimate weapons, and when it comes to ground game, he's solid. I mean, he's solid, but he's not a master, but he's solid. He's got good BJJ. Junior Melo, 12-5-0, Pitbull Brothers fighter, 5'11", 70.5 inches of reach. This guy defeated Tommy Aaron, defeated Adam Asenza, and lost to Guido Santos. He is a great grounder and pounder. If he drags you to the ground, you're going to be in a big problem. Melquizael Costa should be having the advantage if the fight remains standing. But the problem with Costa might happen if the fight gets dragged to the ground. And you know in MMA that majority of fights get dragged sooner or later to the ground. So I think I'm going to give slight advantage to Melo. Not only because of the better score, but because of the fact that he is having very, very solid chances to win this fight if it gets dragged to the ground. Costa can also knock him out, don't ignore that fact. Alright, lads, thank you so much for watching. I'll be airing the UFC later. I'll be doing something with UFC later.